Hello everyone, it's Jamie here at Hen and Chick Studio, and we are coming to you once again. You figured it out by now, upstairs in our nest from the kitchen. Now, as always on our Take Home Tuesday, we're about all things creative, and I got to thinking we haven't made anything for a while, so I think it's time we made something. Now, you're going to appreciate my handwriting on here. This is literally what we're making today. That's my scribbles for my note card. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make the chocolate chip coffee cake. This is a favorite of my kids. Actually, when I used to work in a school as a show choir director, I would, as a special, bring it to the kids as a little treat for them. Also thinking, as you get ready to celebrate Mother's Day, if you have a mom that you want to celebrate, Cameron's with me, something you can make quick and easy for that Mother's Day brunch, or you know what, it's good any time of the day snack. So let's start making coffee cake. So I have my half a cup of butter, and I've already started to melt it just a little bit. I like it to be softened some, so it makes it easier for me to do that. And then I need to add some sugar. Again, nothing hard, and please know that I am not a professional cook. So those of you who are way exact about all your measurements and leveling everything, I might be driving you a little nuts right now because I'm probably not going to do that, but it's okay. It turns out good. So I need a cup of sugar, and I'm just going to dump that in. I'm going to kind of mix that in, and of course you know how to do this stuff here. Let's see if it helps if I plug this in. And you know, is there a tradition that you guys have for Mother's Day that you make something special? It's gonna kind of cream that sugar and butter together. Again, I am no professional cook. Bailey, who works here part-time, she does the cupcakes, so she's probably really good at all this stuff. I just enjoy it. And what do you enjoy cooking? That would be another thing. This is a great place to share ideas. We've come up with ideas from things you've shared, recipes you've shared. Oh my gosh, sometimes we get so many different creative ideas as well. So absolutely share what you like. So then I just need 2 eggs. Crack those in there. I'm gonna mix that in there. So again, it's a pretty quick and simple recipe. Get that going around and around. In fact, last week my daughter sent me a message and said, "Mom, will you send me this recipe?" Okay, so I have this all mixed together. I don't know if this is true or not, or why it works, but I've also made this into muffins. If I wanted to make it into muffins instead of in the cake pan, I have found that if I add 1 more egg, it makes the muffins better. Heidi might be able to explain that. I don't know if she has any tips on why that would make it better, but it just does. So you could also make it muffins if you wanted to. Okay, I also need to have a cup of sour cream. And Cameron, you're gonna have to, we'll just use this. And I already had some of that kind of in the containers and ready to go, so I'm gonna dump that cup of sour cream in. Sour cream sounds kind of funny, I thought, when I first started making this recipe, but oh my, I think that's what adds that nice little extra flavor in there. Okay, so I have that cup of sour cream, and put that in there really quick. As I'm doing this, I'm going to tell you what next we're going to be adding is our 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of soda. Now some people will get all their dry ingredients together in a little bowl on the side and dump it in. I'm just going to put them in. Again, if you are an exact measure, this is going to drive you nuts. It's okay. I'm going to add a tinge, as my great-grandmother would say, a tinge of vanilla. And that worked very, very well until one time my grandmother, when she got a little older, couldn't quite remember, and she added more salt than sugar to what we were eating. So that didn't work out so well for us. So for my baking soda, I'm going to add, or my baking powder, I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons. Again, all you exact measures out there. Are you a dumper or a measurer? No, an exact measure or a dumper person. I go both ways. Obviously, I'm measuring, but I'm also kind of dump things together and sometimes create my own recipes. And then I need a teaspoon also of baking soda. I know that also somehow works into, I believe, with the sour cream to help it raise just a little bit. Okay, and then for my flour, I need 2.5 cups of flour. And yes, I am just putting it all in here, all together. I'm not too worried about, sorry if I'm reaching across and making it look good. There's 2. I actually have a half right here. Okay. Get all that back out of the way. Now at this point, you can determine if you want the chocolate chips added or not. You could also take this as a base and add, if you like cherries or blueberries or just a cinnamon sugar mix and drizzle it on top. You could add it in and do it that way. For me and my family, we really like chocolate and peanut butter. So we're gonna do the chocolate chips instead. I also prefer, so I get it all mixed together. Very, very last thing I do is add the chocolate chips. I have found I prefer the mini chocolate chips because you can use fewer of them, but you get more chocolate versus the big chocolate chunks, and then you get, sometimes you just don't get as much chocolate. So I like the mini chocolate chips, and of course I'm not going to be able to open this gracefully, probably. Let's see if I can do it without getting it all over the counter here. Cameron, I might have to do it. I don't want them to explode.
We'll go grab one.
Okay, Cameron's going to grab a knife for us, and you're going to see a little bit more of the kitchen here. Let's see what we got. I'll get some scissors or knives, or I'll... There we go. Cameron, I used my handy dandy.
You got it? Okay.
Yep. Okay, and I'm just going to dump some in. Now, you can use about a cup of it or so. Again, here's my dump method. I dump some in. We like it to be extra chocolatey. My kids don't like it when I skimp on the chocolate chips. Again, that's where those mini chocolate chips go far. So then I just kind of take a look and see, do I feel like I have enough chocolate chips? Do I want more chocolate chips? And just kind of mix it in. That's the very last step that I'm doing in this. Now, if you didn't want to add the chocolate chips, of course, skip that step and then put your dough into your pan. And then you could put dollop some cherries or blueberries on top and kind of swipe your knife through to mix them in a little bit. Same thing if you wanted to do a cinnamon and sugar just on the top, or you could dollop put half your dough and then put cinnamon sugar and put your other half of the dough on top and put some more cinnamon sugar just to give it that, if you prefer that kind of a coffee cake. And maybe you have a different kind of coffee cake that you like. All right, so then I'm just trying to get this off, and my beaters, of course, do you like the beaters or do you not like the beaters? That's another question, right? Get that off, and we're just gonna take it and we're gonna dump it into our pan. Get that dumped in there. And then we're gonna bake it at 350, for about 30 minutes or so. Again, every oven's a little bit different, and what you end up with doing if you have a convection oven or some of those different things. So we're going to get our dough in there. Now a little special as we get this started. I discovered here today in the nest we do not have a rubber spatula, so unfortunately I'm going to use some of my fingers to get some of this out on here. And then I'm just going to spread it around in my pan. Now what I like to do on the top of this is add a little bit of sugar sprinkles. So that's sugar coating on top just to give it nice little, what do you want to call it? Little sugar coating. Let's see if we can get this around. Now if Goldie and Virginia are watching from school, which I'm sure they're too busy in class to be watching, I think this pan is going to their house tonight, so they will be excited about that. All right. Of course, here, if I decided I needed some more chocolate chips, I could always sprinkle more chocolate chips, right? Okay. So we get it spread in our pan nicely in the pan. Then, like I said, I like to just drizzle. A little handful of sugar. Just a spoonful of sugar, right? Helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. And then we're going to pop this into the oven. So we're going to pop it into the oven now because the handy dandy work has been done. Voila, we have one that is out of the oven and missing some pieces. So we've obviously been sampling it, but Cameron, let's turn the camera around here. Let's see, would you like to try?
Sure, I'll
All right,
try
we're
it.
gonna try.
Here,
Might
should we
do
sit
a
it up
shift.
here? Sit it up there?
I'll
Or
hold
do you
it.
want it?
I'll hold it. Okay.
Perfect.
So
I'll try it.
Cameron's gonna try our coffee cake,
Oh.
and then do you like chocolate chips? I suppose I should have asked
I
you
do.
first before. Yeah, and it was really good.
Very good.
So now you have something you can make for Mother's Day. It is delicious, and it's quick and simple. It's really good if you pop it in that microwave too, just a little bit, warm it back up. It was warm when I walked here this morning, of course, but thanks to Cameron for helping us today. And now, how about you go make some coffee cake or something creative today? Share with us your idea if you have something that you like to do as well. Until next time, have fun. We're gonna go eat some more coffee cake.